You've probably heard someone say, just let compound interest work for you, 100 times. But here's what nobody actually explains. There's a single mental trick that completely changes how you see every financial decision you'll ever make. And once you know it, you can't unsee it. It works on your investments, your savings, your debt, and even the silent enemy quietly draining your wallet right now. Today we're breaking it all down. Let's go. So the core idea is this. Most people look at a percentage rate and feel almost nothing. 7%, 4%, 22%. These numbers float in and out of your brain without landing anywhere meaningful. That's not your fault. Human beings are genuinely terrible at understanding exponential growth. We think in straight lines. We imagine growth as a gentle, steady climb. But compound interest doesn't move in a straight line. It curves. Slowly at first, almost boringly, and then it accelerates so fast it looks like a vertical wall. Because we can't naturally visualize that curve, we make bad decisions constantly. We delay investing because early results look underwhelming. We shrug at fees because 1 or 2% sounds harmless. We need a way to translate percentages into something our brains can actually feel. That translation tool is called the Rule of 72. Here's how it works. You take the number 72 and divide it by whatever interest rate or return you're looking at. The result tells you approximately how many years it takes to double your money. That's it. Simple division. No spreadsheet required. No financial advisor on speed dial. Just 72 divided by your rate. Let's make it real with some numbers. Say you've got money sitting in a high-yield savings account earning 4% annually. Divide 72 by 4, and you get 18. It'll take roughly 18 years for that money to double. Now compare that to stock market investing. The broad market has historically delivered around 10% nominal returns over long stretches. Divide 72 by 10, and you get 7.2 years. Your money theoretically doubles every 7 years in the market versus every 18 years in that savings account. In the same 30-year period, the savings account gives you roughly 1.5 doubles, while the market gives you more than 4. The difference in final wealth is staggering, and it all comes down to the speed of doubling. Why 72 specifically? It's actually a practical engineering choice. The mathematically precise number you'd use involves natural logarithms, and the exact figure is closer to 69. 3. But try dividing 69.3 by 7 in your head while making a real-time financial decision. It's messy. 72 works because it's close enough to be accurate within a few months for typical rates, and it happens to divide cleanly by 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 9, and 12. It's built for mental math in the real world. Is it perfect? No. Is it close enough to give you a genuine gut check? Absolutely. Now here's where most people stop, and that's a mistake. They use this rule to daydream about doubling their investments. But the same math is running in the other direction, actively destroying the value of every dollar you own. We're talking about inflation, and it deserves just as much attention as your investment returns. Inflation is often described as a 2 or 3% annual rate and sounds almost forgettable. But plug it into the Rule of 72 and you'll stop dismissing it. If inflation is running at 3%, divide 72 by 3. You get 24. In 24 years, the purchasing power of your cash gets cut in half. Not the number on your bank statement, the actual buying power. If you retire at 60 and live into your mid-80s, the cash you saved loses 50% of what it can actually buy during your retirement years. That is not a minor inconvenience. That is the quiet destruction of your financial security. When inflation spikes higher, say to 6%, divide 72 by 6. Now your purchasing power halves in just 12 years. If you're saving for a house, a business, or retirement and keeping that money in cash, you're not playing it safe. You're slowly losing the race. The rule makes this undeniable. It forces you to confront a number. 12 years, 18 years, 24 years, instead of letting the erosion stay invisible. The practical takeaway here is that your real return is what matters, not the headline number. If your investments earn 7%, but inflation is running at 3%, your real return is 4%. Divide 72 by 4, and you need 18 years to actually double your purchasing power. That's the honest calculation. Always subtract inflation before you celebrate your returns. Now let's talk about debt, because this is where the rule of 72 becomes genuinely alarming. If you carry high-interest debt, you're not the investor in this equation. The bank is. And they're earning spectacular returns at your expense. Credit card interest rates frequently land between 18 and 24%. Let's use 24% because it makes the math clean and the reality impossible to ignore. Divide 72 by 24. You get 3. The debt obligation doubles every 3 years. Compare that to your investments growing at 8%, doubling every 9 years. The debt is moving 3 times faster than your best investment returns. It is mathematically impossible to outrun high-interest debt by investing. You cannot build wealth on one side of the ledger, while the other side is compounding against you at triple the speed. The rule makes this crystal clear. Debt at 18% or higher is a financial emergency, not something to manage slowly. An emergency. You pay it off first, because nothing in the market can reliably beat that doubling speed. Use this as a triage system for all your financial obligations. Apply 72 to every interest rate on every debt you carry. If the result is under 10 years, meaning the rate is above about 7%, that debt demands immediate attention. Mortgage at 4%? Doubles in 18 years. Manageable. Personal loan at 15%? Doubles in roughly 5 years. That's urgent. The lower the doubling time, the higher the priority. Now let's flip back to something that actually feels good, using this rule to plan your path to financial freedom. Instead of drowning in retirement calculators, think in terms of doubling windows. Let's say you're 30 years old with $50,000 invested at a 7% return. The rule gives you a doubling window of roughly 10 years. From 30 to 40, your $50,000 becomes $100,000. 40 to 50, it becomes $200,000. 50 to 60, $400,000. 60 to 70, $800,000. All without adding another cent after age 30. Now start at 40 instead. You only get 3 doubling windows before 70. You end up with $400,000. The single missing doubling window cut your result in half. Time isn't just money, it's a multiplier. Every decade you delay costs you a full doubling event, and that compounds into a massive difference in final wealth. There's one more thing worth knowing. Fees. They might be the sneakiest wealth killer of all. A 2% annual management fee sounds trivial, but let's run it through the rule. Your portfolio earns 8%. Doubling time? 9 years. Subtract a 2% fee, and your net return drops to 6%. Doubling time? 12 years. 3 extra years per doubling cycle. Over a 40-year investing career, that difference amounts to an entire extra doubling event, potentially hundreds of thousands of dollars in lost wealth. Fees aren't just expenses, they are brakes on your compounding engine. A few honest limitations to mention. The rule of 72 works best in the range of about 3 to 15%. At extreme rates in either direction, the accuracy drifts. It also assumes a smooth, consistent return each year, which markets definitely don't deliver. Volatility creates drag that slightly slows your actual growth compared to the theoretical average. So treat the rule's output as a useful estimate, not a guarantee. If it says 10 years to double, plan for 12. Conservative assumptions protect you. Here's your action item. Right now, think about your main savings or investment account. Find the interest rate. Divide 72 by it. How many years until your money doubles? Is that number acceptable? If it's not, you now know exactly what to change. Either find a higher rate or add more to your contributions. And flip it for your debts. Run the same math on every interest rate you're paying. The results will tell you exactly what to tackle first. The Rule of 72 turns finance from an anxiety-inducing fog into a manageable set of timelines. You're just managing doubling speeds, trying to stack as many asset doubling windows as possible while eliminating liability doubling cycles before they destroy what you've built. That's the whole game. Now you know how to play it. If this video opened your eyes to what's possible, subscribe, because your financial freedom story starts right here on this channel.